Yeah, hello. Is this Grindavik Counseling? Excellent, excellent. Look, mate, I need to hire you. My relationship with my family is... Look, this isn't about me. This is because the transfer window is opened, and I just need you to keep my players happy. Mate, as long as they're not going to fail a drug test, you do whatever you need.
Syngur saman til sigurskrópum áfram Grindavik. Og ég veit, við magnum gerir dag.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on the Impossible Dream. It is Season 10, Episode 3 today. The Gags are back in action against Valur in the quarterfinal of the Icelandic Cup. And then we face the Latvian champions in our first qualifying round, or I think it's actually the second qualifying round, our first qualifying round of Champions League qualifying. But it's that time again, as always seems to be that time. The transfer window is open. It's July 4th, so happy Independence Day to any American viewers. And, well, everybody is getting bids. Everybody is unhappy again, and it is just a little bit of a pain in the backside, to be honest. The real upsetting one is Mosquera. He was upset not to be able to join Sevilla. Diana, I think I said last episode, wants to go to West Ham. The real disappointing thing about Mosquera is, if we go and have a quick look at him, he is now a Grindavik trained player, which means we don't have to register him in the league. He's sort of an auto-register, what counts as one as the 8. And it's going to obviously help us in Europe as well, though in truth he was already going to have qualified as a club-trained player in Europe. So I really don't want to let him go. So we've got to have a bit of a fight in our hands here, but that, just for the league alone, is absolutely huge. Now, there are some games to catch you up on since last episode, so let's go and do that, starting with a game they're all in the league. The first one was against Breidablik. We took an early lead when Vakali played in Iskala, and Degen made it 2-0 at half-time. So we controlled the game, went 2 goals up early, and then just kind of saw it out from there. So, yeah, I mean, Breidablik are newly promoted, so, yeah, we've got to bear that in mind. But it was the most comfortable Breidablik game I think we've ever had. 2-0 does not really do justice to the level of comfort that we had. The next game to catch you up on was against Vikinger. We went in front when the ball fell for Jofferson in front of goal. Vikinger were down to 10 men when Juleson crossed for Rojas. And Rojas added a tap-in to make it 3-0. The 10 men of Vikinger pulled one back before a defensive mix-up allowed Vakali to get out fourth. So this was easy. Vikinger are struggling in the league this season, but Rojas up front did well, I thought, so that was good to see. Jofferson played well out there on the left. We used this as a little bit of a warm-up game for the Gags as well, just to try and give those who needed a little bit of match practice some match practice. So you'll notice Allmarkson played in there in midfield. He's back fit after his injury, and yeah, a really good performance, good result for us, albeit for the most part against 10 men after half an hour. Our final game to catch you up on was against Porn. Now, they were sitting third in the league at the time, so let's go see how that played out. We took a first-minute lead when Gadini put Antonio through on goal. Tepe crossed for Gadini to get our second. And Iskala found Gadini for our third, before Bakali played him in for his hat-trick. Bakali and Gadini combined again to get our fifth before half-time, before Paul pulled one back. So a brilliant first half for us here. It was, yeah, blew them away. And second half, we did kind of clock off and they pulled one back, but that's fine. Gadini with the hat-trick. Everybody, you can see there from the match ratings, everybody certainly in midfield forward played well. And that is a wonderful thing. Let's have a quick look at how the league table looks now. And we are 10 from 10, 30 points, plus 28 goal difference. The league is becoming quite easy this season, isn't it? It looks as though we're going to win it quite comfortably. You can see Viking are those struggling, as are KR and IA. We need these teams that are sort of getting into Europe. We need some consistency there, because as things stand, no one's playing in Europe regularly. Therefore, nobody is going to sort of be able to build themselves into sort of the set best of the rest, I guess, behind us. So, yeah, it's an even league, which would be great if it was, if we were at their level, and it would be interesting to watch. But we're not at their level, and somebody else needs to get to our level. Well, anyway, we're about to face Valur in the Cup, which means the Gags, of course. And this is what we're expecting, a 4-2-3-1 formation, and the team that we are sending out, Rafferson goes in goal. It is Kolla, Mortensen, Unnesson, and Magnusson. We don't have a right back right now, so he's gonna continue. He's tired as well, isn't he? All right, what can we do? Does Hadartson have a right foot? Yeah, I mean, he kind of does. Unnesson, does somebody have a right foot? Unnesson can kind of cross. All right, so let's do this then. We will just switch those guys around. So that's that. Gisarasen is a deep line playmaker with Turpinson and Olmarkson in midfield. Dagbajatson down the right. Jofferson down the left. Baltonson up front. It's a decent side, this, isn't it? I wonder how close it would go to winning the league, actually. But let's see what they can do in the cup. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. Jake Daniels up front. That is cousin of Jack, I believe. So what do we say here? We're doing well. Keep it going. Let's just stick to the game plan. We will be fine. You may notice by the fact that all our Icelandic players are back, Iceland didn't do much in the Euros. So that's disappointing, obviously, but Iceland isn't our concern, certainly not yet anyway. Maybe later on in the series we can consider the national team job. But yeah, we'll see. We've still got a little bit of focusing to do on Grindavik, I think. And yeah. Just want to send a very quick get well soon message out to Dave Mortram. Hopefully, mate, you are back on your feet soon. He's just going through a little bit of a rough patch with the health. But yeah, let's hope that we can get a good result here, and maybe that'll help things as well. All right, Unnesson to Gisarasen. Hadartson. What can we do? Olmarkson. Good ball there for Baltonson. Baltonson! Oh, he's just a cheat code, isn't he? A 24th of the season, a 14th minute lead, and yeah, Olmarkson and Baltonson combine again. He's just, I mean, it's not the best defending, but just gets it under control, across the goalkeeper, and it's just never in doubt, is it? It is just never in doubt. Give him some praise. There's a part of me that wonders if we maybe shouldn't be playing Baltonson given that Europe's starting, but I think we can trust Gadini and or Rojas, to be honest, in this early stages of the Champions League to get the job done for us. Jofferson to Baltonson. Nice little 1-2 there, back to Jofferson. Cross, no, probably should have been a cross. But instead, we sent it up into the fans. Mortensen looking aggressive, which just seems unnecessary, and the fact that he's on a yellow is a little concerning. Just maybe, just give the whole team a calm down. There we go. Calm down, Hansi. Calm down, mate. And it is only 1-0 at the break. Not been a classic game, if we're honest, but we've got the lead. All right, let's just say we don't want to get complacent here. And if we can get a second goal, we didn't see anything from them, so you would imagine a second goal would just about kill the tie off. We are at home as well, which is obviously nice, given that they are in the same division as us. Obviously, we don't get automatically drawn away from home. Turpinson, let's see what he can do. Good ball in. It's a good header. It's off the post. It was Gisarasen, I think. Olmarkson picks it up at the edge of the area, drives it back into the box, and it's Dagbajatson, our first of the season. He's back from his injury. He doesn't get many. Doesn't play many these days either, to be honest. But Olmarkson did really, really well, didn't he? A second assist of the game for him. And Dagbajatson, look at him there, just making sure he's staying unmarked. And a really good finish into the far corner. And 2-0. That should, and I do stress should, but that should be enough. Here we go again. Unnesson, throw, flick on there for Baltonson, but no one really up there with him. Mortensen wins the header, but again, we're just not quite got a good shape in midfield there, do we? Kolla, bit of a mix-up, pounces. Mortensen. It's there for Jofferson. Good ball for Turpinson. It's a good ball for Baltonson from Olmarkson. Baltonson! Almost a hat-trick of assists there for Olmarkson. We go again with Turpinson. Can we get one of the big centre-backs on the end of it? It goes over everybody. It's flicked away. And that will be that. Do we want to give anybody a rest? I am slightly concerned about Mortensen on a booking, but I mean, he's an international. At some point, you just got to trust players, don't you? Rafferson gets it forward quickly. Baltonson can't win the header, but Olmarkson picks up the scraps. Turpinson wide there for Dagbajatson. Unnesson on the overlap, taking to right back very nicely. Baltonson's in. Oh, goalkeeper howler. He's onside, I'm pretty sure. There was just terrible defending. The two on the left-hand side here were a little bit further back. Look at Unnison there, getting forward. He's been playing right back all his life. Good ball forward, yeah. Carlson here was definitely playing him on, and I think the left back over here might have been as well when he was the left back. Either way, Baltinson straight through the goalkeeper. It is 3-0, and I think we can just about say that is that. We can bring Pedersen on for you. We can bring on Bud, that guy for you, and Gesurasen might have a use for us in Europe, so we'll bring on Arneson for you. And I love when you bring a player off the bench and they would say they would have preferred. You don't get experience sitting on the bench, guys. Yes, I mean, this has just been as comfortable as the games against the third-tier sides were, really, wasn't it? So the Gags deserve a lot of credit for that. They've, albeit, yes, a slightly struggling Pepsi League side, but they've pushed them away. And we will be going on to the semi-finals. Can the Gags win back their cup this season? They certainly look like they're on form to do so. So there we go. Grindavik, Hammer, Valur. We don't know who we've got in the semi-final yet. Allmarkson with 2 assists, which is very good. He's a big part of the Gags. He really is. It's good to have him back. And there we go. You're welcome, Mr. Allmarkson. We will be back momentarily to face, I think it's Valmiera of Latvia in the Champions League. Okay, welcome back. We are in Latvia. We're getting ready to face Valmiera, and you can see the other fixtures there as well. Let's have a look and see what we're doing here. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them, though in truth, the scouts don't really know what they're expecting. And this is the team we're sending out. So Rafson will continue in goal. Jones, Mosquera, Immonen, and Juleson will be the back four for this one. It's Antonio, Jonsson, and Bakali in midfield. Iskala, Higuin, and Gadini will be the front three. You will notice Mosquera is unhappy. We knew that. Johnson is now unhappy because we didn't let him go and join Milan, which we got a rubbish bid for since, or just in between the 2 games there. So, yeah, that is all a little bit disappointing. And Enriquez, we're in the process of just letting him go. I'm trying to get a sell on because I do think he's underrated, like undervalued. If he gets if he gets a first choice, he's worth a couple of million at least, I would have thought. But yeah, we're not really getting those sorts of bids in, and when I don't really want to play him either. I played him in the preseason League Cup and didn't really get much interest in for him. So yeah, we'll just try and get our money back if we can. All right, so we can see the team sheet there. There's a real Juventus vibe about their logo, isn't there? I don't know. I don't know why it just looks like Juventus to me, or something that you would see Juventus do. All right, let's just first consecutive matches. We do have them. There's no league game in between. Let's just stick to the game plan. We'll be fine. Ideally, the reason I'm putting out a strong side is that ideally I'd like to blow them away in the first leg. And so that's it's done, and then we can sort of rest players for the second leg or rotate for the second leg, and prepare the squad then for the next league game, and also hopefully anyway qualifying round. We should be able to beat Latvian champions. Famous last words, I know. The reason we're not playing Degen in this one, we've promised imminent first team football, and I just want to try and keep Mosquera happy, given that he is a club trained player now. When we get to the bigger games, Degen will obviously play. He is the first choice centre back. There is no doubt about that. I'm thinking Mosquera will probably be his preferred partner, just because he has a little bit more pace about him than Immonen. But yeah, it could go either way on that one, as Jonsson wins the ball back quite easily, you have to say there. Immonen now on the ball, gets it forward for Bakali. Gadini turns into a little bit of space. Wide there for Tommy Jones. We're going to persist with him as a left back, given that he can play either side, because we do have a lot of other right backs. So it just makes sense to use him as a left back. Him and Depe can share that role. There's looking for Jonsson, not quite able to find him. Immonen, no pressure at all. We keep the pressure on. Jones drills the ball to the back post, and Iskala can't keep his effort down. We've got to change marking assignments. Alright, so I haven't actually got any specified marking assignments, so we'll just keep the wingers forward. Keep the pressure on their fullbacks, try and stop them getting forward. Higuin with a ball in, it's headed away. We've seen before when we go away from home, sometimes we do struggle a little bit, though we have tended to have the first leg at home. So I do wonder a little bit if maybe that's a seeding thing. Maybe Iceland's high enough up now that we get, I don't know, drawn away from home first, or if it's just a coincidence that this year the first tie is away from home. So yeah, hopefully it's just that usually with the tie's dead and Gadini's gone down, and is it a penalty? It is. A little bit harsh. I would have said that's maybe a 50-50. Let play continue, but Immonen now over a penalty kick, and he's put it straight into the goalkeeper and out for a corner, is it? So let's hope that doesn't set the tone here for this one. We need to, you feel, get a goal now quite quickly just to keep heads up. Although they've offered absolutely nothing as an attacking force so far. Here we go, Tom Jones. There's the ball in. Icelandic at the back post. The goalkeeper is there. And that will be that. The goalkeeper's playing well. That's about it for them though, isn't it? And here we go again. We win the header with Tom Jones. Higuain back to Mosquera. Nice ball out there to find Juleson. Look at the space he has. Icelandic back to Juleson. Where's Gadini in the middle? Are we going to look for him? Back to Juleson. Juleson to Icelandic. They've worked that beautifully. Back post ball, and Higuain can't keep his header down. It just has the feeling right now of a game that is being dominated by us without putting the ball in the back of the net, and that will need to change, obviously. And here we come again. Jones, ball in, just overhit ever so slightly. And that surely wasn't the highlight. Immonen, I mean, we'll win those balls all day with Immonen and Mosquera back there. There's a good ball forward for Gadini. Gadini, eventually, finally, we take the lead. His 13th of the season, except it's not because he's offside. How close was this? Oh, he's just gone early, hasn't he? He has just gone early. And from the free kick, there's certainly a lot of highlights. There's just no goals as of yet. Higuain has half of Latvia to his outside there. Ball back in. Oh, Gadini. Take that one off, you bastards. That was brilliant. He has gone through the defender somehow. It was Bergkamp-esque the way that he got through there. A bit of a Tim Cahill boxing of the corner flag as well, which is nice to see. And yeah, now how has he done this? Higuain plays him in, and he's just been cleared into him. So not quite Bergkamp-esque. That's more, I don't know, Andy Carroll-esque, I suppose, isn't it? Just running and charging down and getting the benefit of it. That's what happens when you work hard, though, boys. Let that be a lesson to all of you. Here we go, Juleson, quite central. And another ball through, again looking for Gadini. Again, they're sort of marking Gadini quite well, aren't they? I wonder if, yeah, there's something a little bit different we could do. I wonder if we were to stick a second striker up there. They do have 3 centre-backs, as someone turned the taps off. They do have 3 centre-backs, so I wonder if throwing a second body up there would help. But Gadini's in behind again here. It doesn't matter, because when he does get through, he's not missing, is he? So it's 2-0 now after half an hour. And it was Bakali with the ball through. Bakali is... Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Jonsson. See, why would you want to go to AC Milan? You don't get strikers of Gadini's quality at AC Milan, I can tell you that for free. Did he? No, he came from Inter, didn't he? I'm just trying to remember where we got him from, but it was Inter Milan we got him from. I really get frustrated. We get bids for, I mean, Jonsson, and I mean the thing is, I would be okay with Jonsson being upset. Oh, Bakali, saw his name in lights. I'd be okay with him getting upset, leaving for bigger teams if the bids were coming in for what he's worth. But we're talking like hundreds of thousands of pounds bids. I mean, he is worth, I mean, up to 10 million, I would say, at this point. Gadini, oh, that is absolute quality. Gadini brings up his hat-trick, and he does it in true style. So, excellent work there for Gadini. We shouldn't need to show the second leg at this point. If we can do this to them away from home, then when we get them back to Grindavik, you would imagine just one touch, steadies himself, and that is a goal of the season contender. Quality of opposition needs to be sort of taken into mind there as well, but absolute class from Gadini. But yeah, I mean, Jonsson, what do we say he's worth? He's worth more than 500,000, isn't he? So it gets frustrating when I reject bids like that, and he gets upset about it. And I can't tell him that Gadini's going to get a 4th. It's his own assist. He's assisting himself now. He's that good. And in first half stoppage time, it is 4-0. And Gadini has all of them. But yeah, and I can't tell him that he's worth more than that because the game is telling him that he's worth 500,000, but he's not. He's worth, add a zero at least. So, yeah, I find that frustrating. Gadini as well is another one, though Gadini is relatively happy to stay here at this point. But we get bids of 150, 200,000 for him. Again, he's a proven goal scorer in the Champions League at this point. Why would I sell him for that, even if we were looking to sell him? So, yeah, it does. I mean, pick your player. We don't get big bids for any of our players for what they're actually worth. And I get kind of that, they're playing for an Icelandic team in the Icelandic League, and that would all make sense and track if we weren't going into. I mean, knockout. We've been to knockout rounds of the Champions League twice now, and it's Gadini with a 5th. Well, this could be anything at this point. What's the record? Beltonton has the record of. No, that was overall, wasn't it? That wasn't goals in a game. But if Gadini gets a 6th here, then we must be talking record. Goalkeeper and defender, neither of them really wanted to stop him. And we've got an Antonio injury, which is not the word. Oh, I wanted to bring this up too, Arneson. We have a promising midfielder. I believe that's the first one we've got. I think for a little while, Rafason may have been seen as a promising goalkeeper, but we certainly haven't had many of them. Yeah, so there we go. We've got our first promising player. Promising in quotes, of course. Ball forward. It is Higuain. Oh, that is inside of the post. A rocket. His 5th of the season. It does somewhat ruin the Gadini show, getting somebody else on the score sheet, but we'll live with it. And there is every sign here that we are going to go on with this now in the second half. Back to Jonsson. Jonsson is just pulling strings back there, isn't he? And look at that. Off the post, inside of the post, and into the back of the net. Very, very nicely done. I wonder if we could dare dream of getting Higuain back for another season. We're not paying him anything. How are we getting him for free? Thank you, Manchester City, for that one. Arneson heads it clear. And there we go. Iskala just pounces, picks up the ball. The puppeteer in Jonsson today. Gets it wide there for Iskala. Can we get Gadini number 6? Not quite, not yet. It's into the middle. It's Bakali winning a header in the box. And Bakali scores with his head. That is something that I never thought I'd see from our little hobbit there in midfield. And, well, there we go. I think he's 5'3". I don't know if I'm making that number up. But in my head, I don't know why I think he's 5'3". I don't know if as I said, if I've just made that up or if I've read that. We'll have a look, actually, and see if we can see how tall he is. Because he's not, we see from the lineups, he is not a tall man. 164 centimetres. So he's probably not far off 5'3". But, yeah, excellent work by all involved there. Nice to see Gadini sharing the goals around, but I would like to see him get 6 if we can. It's back to Higuain, and that is over the top. We could probably look to get some youngsters on here, couldn't we? Who have we got? Jofferson, you can come on for Higuain. That's good. Palacios for Iskala. That seems to make sense. Palacios is just coming back from injury. And if we have another one, I wouldn't mind giving Ramos a game at right back. Ramos, if you don't remember, is the right back we signed from Paris Saint-Germain, I want to say it was, on a free transfer. So he was out on loan last season, which is why we didn't see him then. So he's back this season and will probably play. Gadini gets it back there for Ramos, who does have a decent cross on him. You wouldn't say... There, Gadini just over the top. Mosquera, do we have more subs? We do. So Mosquera for... Let's get Unison on. Give one of our youngsters some game time here, although it might be a bit late for a match rating. I didn't see what the game clock was at the time. And he's not covered himself in glory there as he gives it away, but his teammates get back, help him out. And in the end, we win it back. We are definitely, at these early stages of the Champions League, just far too good, aren't we? Here we go with Palacios. Can he find Gadini in the middle? It's back to... Ali has scored 2 with his head. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. 2 Bakali goals is normal. Or certainly not unexpected. 2 Bakali goals with his head. I mean, if you could go to the bookies before the game and get those odds, you would, well, you wouldn't be walking home that night, that's for sure. So it is 8-0. And we continue to show that making us play these early rounds is just an insult. An insult to Grindavik football. The puppeteer gets it wide there for Ramos. Can he play in Gadini for number 6? We're still waiting for Gadini 6. Bakali, he's on a hat-trick now. Plays it through for Jofferson. He has all the time in the world. Jofferson has his 5th. And it is 9-0. And this second half has got out of hand a little bit, hasn't it? Was it 3? No, was it 3 or 4 at half-time? It's not often, actually, you get a scoreline like this where you score more in the second half than the first half. I usually struggle to get a team motivated to come back out. But, yeah, we've come out and we have certainly not struggled for motivation. Oh no, we were quite a few up at half-time, it looks like. Remember, this started, if we go all the way back, this started with a missed penalty. So it should be 10. Can we get number 10? It looks like a bit of a touch finder there, but it stays in play. Imminent, who is probably the one player out there that's disappointed today. A booking and a missed penalty. Still a couple of minutes to go here. It's Gadini. Oh, Gadini with a poor touch. It's one back, though. Gadini for Bakali on a hat-trick. Bakali, oh, would have been a nice way to bring up the hat-trick as well. But with just a minute to go, that should be that. Surely we can't... Maybe we can get another chance. Can we hit them for double digits? The goalkeeper's gone into a little bit of shock, it looks like. We win the header, as you would expect Imminent to do. Ball forward there for Gadini. Is this number 6 for him? Oh, it's deflected behind. And there's probably not time for a corner. There's probably no desire for a corner. Palacios is over there, though. The 3 minutes of stoppage time is up. Ball in. It is headed away. And that should be that, please, ref. And there we go. 9-0 in Latvia. That'll be a nice flight back to Iceland, won't it? We have absolutely played them off the park. Well done, boys. That let's not get complacent. Actually, you know what? We play them again next, then we get complacent. Doesn't matter. So there we go. Grindavik on cloud 9. Antonio's injury is somewhat serious, up to 2 months. 4 or 5 weeks with the physio. So we'll be missing him for a while. Gadini 5. Very nicely done. And the other thing to catch you up on as well is we did get our semi-final draw for the Cup. And we are playing our 3rd tier affiliate KFA. So I wouldn't say it's a bye to the final, but I mean, given that we give them their best players, and they're certainly not giving them our best players to get there, you would imagine, neutral venue, that we are going to do okay there. But there's a part of me that thinks if we do happen to just, you know, fold over, let them win, they go to the final, could that be what it takes to finally get them up to the 2nd tier? So we can get an affiliate in the 2nd tier. It'll just help our play development so much. We can just send a whole bunch of players down there and just do everything we can, as long as they don't get promoted and we lose it. That would be the nightmare, wouldn't it? But anyway, guys, that will do it for today. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We'll be back. We'll come back for the first leg of the next tie, and obviously we don't know who that's against as of yet. And if the game wants to be nice to me, hopefully we can tie in a semi-final with that as well. But until then, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.